Welcome to Surprisingly, in the second half of our sit-down with Olympic gold medalist and world champion figure skater, Scott Hamilton. I'm your host, Bridget Dinahan, and I'm so happy you're here.
It's really great to have those songs and to have the skaters bring them to life as only they can.
Listen, people of Nashville, buy your tickets now.
Please.
We want to fill that stadium.
Yeah, we need to.
Arena.
We need to. And not only just for, the sake of filling it, it creates a great deal of momentum, hope, funding.
Yeah.
The funding this is our signature event. Again, we've done miraculous things in glioblastoma, which is a no-hope cancer.
That's close to our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know what the first thing we found out with glioblastoma in our research?
Tell me.
It's not genetic.
Really? What do we know about it?
We just know that it's a super smart cell. It's not passed down genetically. So children of parents succumb to glio, they can sleep better at night knowing that if it happens, it happens, but it's not because they were related to somebody that had it.
It's a wicked one.
Yeah, it really is. Done a lot of work there and a lot of work here in town with that.
Scott, I've wanted to say this about 57 times so far. Thank you for doing this kind of work.
Oh.
And echoing what you said earlier, it seems like you feel like you're not giving as much as what you've been given. But the fact that you're putting effort in at all is far and above what I think most human souls are capable of doing for whatever reason.
Thank you.
I mean it. I'm saying it on behalf of everyone who benefits
thank you.
from this research.
Well,
thank you.
And here's what I feel is really important that everyone knows. Since day one, I've been a volunteer. I started this organization.
This doesn't surprise me.
I will not take a penny. I will never take a penny from, we've had, board members and things saying you're spending too much time doing this at the cost of your own family. You need to take a salary. And it's like, why would I do that?
How does your family feel?
They like it. It can be intrusive at times.
Yeah.
If I'm traveling too much or I'm out of town or we can't go to that or, there's we're wanting to spend a little more time in Florida, and I can't go because I have to do a skate to eliminate here. I can't go because I'm doing a skate to eliminate there. Oh, that's the day I go up to Toledo to do the ribbon, and that's another skate to eliminate. So there's a lot of that, but at the same time, it's for the greater good, and it's for, and I'll have time. There will be times where I can step aside. Somebody else can step in, and we've created this really cool thing called Board Ambassador. And so like Vegas.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do Vegas and I couldn't do Minneapolis this year. Normally I switch off between the two. And this year was my Vegas year. And George McPhee is the president of the hockey operations for the Golden Knights.
Okay.
He was a hockey player in my hometown, the rink where I took my first skates. He won the Hobie Baker Award, which is the Heisman Trophy of hockey in Bowling Green, Ohio. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So he and I have really kind of rekindled our friendship just going to do these skates to eliminate cancers. And so I couldn't go. And so Gracie Gold and Nam Nguyen, who is he's a Canadian champion years ago, they went in my place as board ambassadors. And I've got Kati Gordiev as a board ambassador. So many people have signed on to be board ambassadors, and they'll go so I don't have to be at every single one of them.
Yeah.
And it brings star power. It brings excitement. It brings,
You've built your team.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So now we have a junior board that's doing fun events, for younger people. We just did a golf event at Back 9 over in Cool Springs, and it was just young people, and it was fun. We did raffles, and we did a fundraiser there. It was really fun. So there's all kinds of things that we do. We just did a songwriter night at Leaper's Fork Distillery, and Lee Thomas Miller was there and crushed it. Oh, my goodness. Last year we had Ashley Gorley. It's just amazing, and now we're doing a car event coming up at Willis Johnson's car collection in Franklin. He has 3 acres of cars under roof. Yeah.
You know about that one, Jonathan?
Yeah. So I just through friends and again Forrest Gump situations, I was on the last Mike Huckabee show with Gary Sinise, and we were talking about cancer. Because he reached out to me when they moved to Nashville because his son Mac was going to try to get treated at Vanderbilt, and he had a no-hope cancer. Like no one's ever survived unless they found it by accident, and then they got it early, right? So Mac succumbed in January, and so I asked Gary, I go, you want to do something together? And he's like, would you do that? I go, of course. And so every year at the car event, we do something a little different. Like last year, we did a Q&A with Vern Lundquist, which was really fun. This year, we're doing the Lieutenant Dan Band.
Oh, wow.
I think it's a 15-piece band.
Amazing.
So, it's like, okay, how are we going to fit that? And,
where do people get information for that?
well, it's just scottcares.org.
Yeah, it's all on there. Okay.
I think the car event is, normally we have 120 people. We moved it to Willis's place, and he was nice enough to host us. So we could have like 150. Okay. We're at 200 now.
Oh, wow.
So we're like beyond capacity. But it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, that's a very good problem.
But again, the main event is November 23rd, 4 p.m. at Bridgestone Arena. That's the main event. And we really want to just fill it as high as we can go, just to create momentum, resource for research, and hope for those that are going through it. Because I was on the road with Stars and Ice. We were 50 cities into a 60-city tour, right? I was used to being in front of 10, 15, sometimes 17,000 people skating
imagine.
With my Stars and Ice family. And then all of a sudden I'm home having chemo.
Yeah.
And it's quiet.
Yeah.
And it's not the same.
It's not the same.
So there's a lot of isolation that goes with this. And so we want to kind of shift that to, yes, you may feel like right now you're going through a battle that you feel sort of isolated and alone, but we're going to pull together a gigantic group of people to show you that
lift you up.
You're not alone in all of this. And and that's kind of why we do what we do. And it's phenomenal that we've had such great partnerships, all over the country. The Lake Placid one, the first year we did it was the 40th anniversary of the Lake Placid Olympics. And all the Olympians, the whole Olympic team came back. And we skated the oval where Eric Heiden won every gold medal that there was to be won. And we're skating on the oval, and they raised $75,000. But here's the funny thing. Lake Placid doesn't have a cancer center. There's not one in the... you can treat cancer because there's oncologists. But there's, especially for difficult cancers, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So what we did with the money raised there is we partnered with a local healthcare organization that created a travel fund where if someone's diagnosed with a cancer that they can't treat, they'll get them to a center of excellence where they can get the best treatment possible. Beautiful. And so the Lake Placid one is a town of like 2,500 people.
Yeah.
They're still able to raise a good deal of money with this Skate to Eliminate Cancer to build their travel fund and to make sure that people get the care they need.
Shots fired, Nashville. Come on, let's show up. If the small communities can do it,
let's show up. Come on, it's like
okay.
I'm geeking out over just the set list. I don't even know how to put it in order.
Need fresh content like social and web assets, copywriting, and more? Visit freshconsumables.com.
And I got to do that like a week ago, and I still haven't done it. It's like, I got to put it in order. We didn't have our last song until yesterday, and it was like, oh, this is like, okay, I got work. I got some work to do.
It'll all come together.
It's so good. And I'm not overselling. I do talk people into coming, and based on everything I've shared with you.
Yeah.
And they'll come up to me at the dinner and they go,
I had no idea.
Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
I did.
I tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
All I can do is try. So if people want to come out and experience something really fun and unique that's family friendly, but also extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Be there.
Well, I can tell you seem passionate about it. How we doing on time, Jonathan? I want to be cognizant of your time and at the top of the pod. Okay. You said that yesterday was your mental health day and you got really busy and had to do a million things.
Yeah.
And so by default, I'm guessing today is your mental health day and you're spending it with me. Thank you very much.
No, this is the best. I mean, anytime I get to make new friends and just try to elevate all the work that we're doing, that's the greatest gift of all. Because a lot of times I'm twiddling my thumb saying, how do I get the word out better? How do I get the word out better? How do I get the word out better? Who else can I talk to? Again, people go, scottcares.org. Just come and we have this
See
other
all
thing.
The things.
The thing that we have, if you can't be at the show and if you don't feel like, this, whatever, we have this really fun program called the 1984 campaign. And this is a really cool thing. For $19.84 a month, you can participate.
Nice.
Simple. I won my medal in 1984, $19.84 a month. You can support the work that we do. You won't even notice it. You won't even know, like, it's
$20.
It's 4 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for that, you can come along. And again, that's that whole thing where the more people that participate in that.
Yeah.
Do you know in our 1984 campaign, our average gift is just under $100 a month?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one gentleman. He's a character. He does $200 a month just because he just thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
But all of that adds up.
It all adds up.
It all is so meaningful.
Even if you think it's a drop in the bucket, a drop in the bucket without drops, there would be no bucket, right? So
right.
it's that. It's like it's still more than was in there before, and it makes a gigantic difference. So, the 1994 campaign is part of scottcares.org as well. So if people want to do that, they can do that.
So if you can't make it to the show, do that. Even if you can make it to the show, also consider doing that.
Yeah,
Whatever
absolutely.
you can, just go to the website. We will link you and tag you and do all of the things. What I want to know is, with our remaining time, are you ready to get a little goofy?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Earlier you talked about your kids.
Yeah.
And Jonathan and I, as I said, we got one baby at home. She's 10 years old. And we spent some time.
Oh boy, you got 2 years left.
Huh?
Oh, I always say at 12. That's when the.
Oh no! Listen.
Already?
The child we have, the little smart booger that we made together, has not been easy a day in her life.
Okay, good.
She's
That's good.
really smart.
Yeah.
She's incredibly funny, and she's a spiritual challenge, but absolutely worth it.
Perfect.
So there's nothing easy. So I'm not like, oh, the hormones are already hitting now. I'm like, I don't look to our future and think, oh, it's going to get harder. It's going to get easier. It's just going to be what it is.
Of course.
Because we've been walking through mud.
And it's
thus
all
far.
fun. It's all fun.
It is really all. We are sharpening our stones. Let's just say that.
Well, we're iron sharpening iron now. So what
right.
So what do you need?
That's right.
Yeah.
So what I need.
Sage wisdom.
Okay, here it is. We were watching some of your performances last night. And by we, I mean while my daughter was doing her homework and I was going on a deep dive of old performances of yours.
Yeah,
and
I still exist on YouTube.
And I love it because a lot of the YouTube videos are recordings of VCR tape recordings as they would be. So that took me back. I remember being young and watching figure skating for the first time because I was born in 79. So right around that time, I was a young person. I remember watching figure skating for the first time and thinking, I for sure want to do that. Mind you, Scott, there's not a single bone or muscle of athleticism in my DNA code to be found. So, nor was there ice within. I grew up in like northwestern Kansas.
Oh wow,
very rural.
Yeah, very rural.
Like,
so you have to wait till like November and then be outside. Yeah, do it outside.
And then probably not even.
Yeah.
So the dream did die very quickly, but I just remember I remember the spirit, and it was such a big thing back then. Like it was the thing that everybody was into.
Yeah.
The spirit of it was so beautiful. People were taking the sport into this realm of fun that we'd never historically seen before. And so just watching some of your performances, and I just clicked on one, and it was the Walk This Way.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to share with you, I'm going to speak very frankly. Are you ready? Okay. My daughter is watching you perform, and she says, could you ask him a question for me tomorrow? And I said, sure, babe. Meanwhile, I'm like, here it comes.
Yeah.
2 questions. She goes, well, gosh, he's doing that in front of all of those people. Do you think he ever gets nervous? That was one question.
Every time.
Every time is your answer. I will tell her.
Yeah.
Okay. Because she's a nervous Nelly too, but she does it anyway, right?
No, nerves are good. They're really good because they make you focus, and they also can give you a little jolt of adrenaline when you need it most. So nerves are really, when you stop being nervous, then you have to question whether you're doing it for the right reasons or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass that along to her. She wants to know, why did you pick that song?
That's a good question. Well, so that year,
which it's such a good song, and she's probably never heard it before.
I joke that I performed that song more than Aerosmith. I joke, but it's one of those things where I love rock and roll. I loved Aerosmith. I mean, I love all the rock bands, but I was sitting there going, this is kind of cool.
It's
surprising.
I
needed, because that was a year where a lot of people were just trying to decide whether they wanted to go back to competitive skating or whether they wanted to stay pro. And I thought, well, maybe I could do that as sort of like a kind of a rock and roll contemporary sort of short program.
I love watching your face when you skate too.
Oh, fun. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, yeah.
We can all tell you're having a good time.
I'm having a blast. No, but that one especially. So I sent it to my choreographer, and she's super, really outrageously creative, and she has all these really avant-garde ideas and all these real ways of movement. And
we love that.
I found that if she brought the idea, it was going to be somewhere that my audience would probably need about 2 years to catch up to that. So I was like, let me, we've done 60 something programs together. She won 2 Emmys, one for the Olympics in Salt Lake and another one for our TV special that we did together. But we were not afraid to take chances at all.
Clearly.
So I brought her this song, and she goes, I love it. Do you mind if I edit it? And I go, please. So she sent it to a friend of mine and he cut it down to the 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And then the first night I did it in the show, the first night I did it was like tech rehearsal, and I missed every jump. And I was just like, this is going to be humiliating. This is going to be terrible. This is going to be awful. And so that was
a little healthy doubt.
Yes. So that was the Saturday night was our opening night in Lake Placid. We do it every year in Lake Placid. This was Thanksgiving. Was that when we did our tech rehearsal, and I just bombed the tech rehearsal. It was awful. So I go, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should just not, because it's just like, I just don't, I had so much fear, and I had so much.
Why do you think?
Because I just felt like it was too much of a reach. A departure. Yeah. And well, for me, technically, and for me, to get through this thing, it was really very intricate. The footwork sequences were really intricate. Where the jumps were kind of like coming out of different. And so I was like, I don't think I can pull this thing off. And so the director of the show is Sandra Bezic. She was a Canadian skater that became a brilliant choreographer. She just said, just do it in the show. Just do it on Saturday. And if it doesn't work, we can come up with plan B. And I said, Grace. Okay, that's a good compromise. I'll just do it on Saturday, and we'll see what happens. And I did it on Saturday, and like one of the longest standing ovations I've ever had in the first half of a show. Yeah. Nobody stands in the first half of the show. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere without this. I'm taking this everywhere. And so I ended up using it for years. I just pull it out in different places. And Sarah and I had a blast choreographing it. She said, look at all these walks. And so we started creating all these different walks. Like here's the tourist walk and here's the monkey walk. And here's the what was the other one? Mick Jagger walk. And here's, we had all these different walks. And so we just kept repeating them over and over again. It was so much fun. And the more I did it, the more natural it felt.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the example of stepping truly out of your comfort zone and just trust the process, because you're not always going to fail at things. Trust the process.
Yeah.
When you first start doing choreography, it's like all these hard corners. And then the more you do it, they start to round to where everything just naturally flows into the next thing. And that's kind of why you stay with the program. You stay with whatever you're doing, because the more you do something, the easier it gets.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to pass that answer along to her. I think that will be personally meaningful to her.
Yeah.
I took a picture of her actually last night because watching her watch you skate that was so precious.
Aww.
Because the unabashed joy on her face, and she was giggling through the whole thing with delight. And as a parent, it's so beautiful to watch your kid experiencing. I don't think we've ever watched figure skating together.
Oh, wow.
And so she's like seeing it for the first time, and she's knowing I'm going to sit with you. And I'm opening my phone right now because I'm referring to my notes because I want to get this phrasing right. This is what I was preparing for you earlier.
Okay.
She said, he has a pretty big butt for a small guy.
Not anymore.
And I looked at her and I said, why
Are you looking
do you
at her?
think he has a big butt, Adeline? And she goes, because it's full of muscles. And I said, that's right, baby, athleticism.
It was funny. At 51, I hadn't skated in front of my audience for 5 years. I decided to come back.
Wow.
And 51. So I plan on doing it the 10th anniversary of the big cancer fundraiser I did in Cleveland to fund CARES. And I was about 2 weeks before the performance, and I was in a cab in New York City with a friend of mine who used to be an executive at Madison Square Garden. We've been friends for like 50 years. And we're headed to dinner, and he goes, how's Backflip going? And I go, Bobby, I'm 51.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Maybe you might have heard.
And I go, why would you even ask that? And he said, well, when was the last time you did a show without one?
Oh.
And I was like, I've just painted myself into a corner because there'll be expectation. So I got on the phone and I called my trainer here in Nashville. I go, get me a gymnastics coach right away.
Stat.
So
we're making these buns bigger.
So we went over to Let It Shine Gymnastics, right? And I was working with them, Tim Richards over there, and just doing it on the floor, just seeing like the movement back. And I was able to get it back to put in the show. And I realized it's like, wow, like my rear end's back. It's like it's back. It's like I've got a skater's butt again. This is kind of fun at 51 to have a skater's butt. And so I found a way to get in the show, and I barely made it over.
But you made it.
I made it. And I have a picture of it in my office, and my head's about maybe 8 inches off the ice.
Plenty of clearance.
And that's a whole nother story, but that was so much fun. So much fun. And it's just, again, one of those things where if you don't ask, you'll never get an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if I wouldn't have asked my body to do outrageous things that year,
wouldn't have done it.
I never would have gotten an answer.
And now, how proud are you that you tried it and you nailed it at that big grown age?
It gave me a big story.
Yeah.
But it's the story of the night was outrageous. But it's just one of those things where it's really easy for us to kind of like coast into nothing. But when we just sort of put our head down and get the work and really just test ourselves on whatever it is, it doesn't have to be doing backflips on 51-year-old legs.
No.
And even like today, people are like, do you still skate? And it's like, no. What? Really? Why? And I said, well,
I'm doing 50 million other things.
No one wants to see a 67-year-old man in spandex. No one. No one. I mean, no one.
I mean, maybe privately, not publicly.
No, definitely not. No. So it's that. It's like, but it's fun at times in your life to test yourself.
Yeah.
And to go a little bit past what you think is possible.
Yeah.
Just to see.
See
It's
about
kind
it.
of like I watched on social media an 81-year-old finishing a triathlon.
Right.
And it's like, if you don't ask your body to do something, you'll never get an answer.
Yeah.
And in that, you extend the quality of life. You just do. And it's really important, whatever we can do.
I used to take a yoga class in town, and the instructor who taught the time slot that I was able to make it to always said, and I use it to this day, in this very calm voice, she would, all throughout class, she would talk about a pose, we're getting into the pose, and she would say, just see about it. Just see about it. And so often I tell myself and other people as a little inside joke to myself, why don't you just see about it?
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
What do you have to lose?
See about it.
Yeah.
When I was doing just my kind of look back last night as well, Debbie Thomas in her ripped jeans doing that one performance to, was it
Oh, darling.
Oh, Darling.
Yeah.
I remember standing in my childhood living room and breaking out in a flop sweat as a child and salivating at how different and beautiful. I mean, it's the subtlest thing, but someone performing in denim on ice skates, they were ripped up, I'm also reminded of, what is it? Pour Some Sugar on Me, Def Leppard video, those ripped jeans too, was just iconic and just absolutely seared in my memory. So many giant names like you in that realm, in that world, and just making people's palms sweat at the beauty and grace of you all on the ice. It's unlike anything else.
I'm a fan. I've always been a fan. You can't broadcast an Olympics without being a fan, of seeing. And what's happening, like right now, the sport's about to come to a fork in the road. I think a really cool one.
Tell me what you think.
It's just about 25 years ago, the professional side of the sport started to crumble. The amateur side of the sport wanted to control all the athletes. And they had enough money to do it back then. So back then, the amateur side of the sport and the professional side of the sport were thriving, both of them. So what would happen is you'd win as an amateur, and then you'd become professional, and you become a marketing machine, and you skate for the audience, and you build the popularity of the sport, right? You look back on Peggy Fleming and Dorothy Hamill.
Yes.
So the marquee back then was gigantic. Right? In
You could feel it.
80s, 90s, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So when I do Stars on Ice, I'd be on the road with Christy Yamaguchi, Torvald Dean, Katarina Witt, Kurt Browning, Paul Wiley. We have these icons,
Yeah.
And it was just, we were selling out arenas. Because back then it was just like, you win, you go into the professional world and you market and you become this big star. And financially it was really rewarding. And then what happened was, with the amateur side wanting to kind of more or less control the athletes and to kind of keep it all competitive, the professional side of the sport started to atrophy a little bit, and then it sort of went away, pretty much, and then the amateur side collapsed, and so the industry sort of went into its own sort of recession, where there weren't the same opportunities, there weren't the same income opportunities. Skaters now would go from an Olympic podium to a coach's jacket, instead of having that. Because I was from learn to skate to Olympic gold medal with 17 years, and then I toured for 20.
Wow.
Right. So, that was gone. And so I see now approaching as a time where that professional side of the sport, I think, needs to elevate again, because we have the athletes and the personalities to be able to drive it and to grow it again.
What are your ideas?
Well, it's just this young man, Ilya Malinin. He's the American champion. He's an American-born Russian. His parents are both Russian Olympians. They live in Washington, D.C. area, and he's never been to Russia. But he's this he's doing things that nobody's ever seen before.
Really?
Yeah, in a Shaun White kind of way. Like it's beyond spectacular. So I think at 20 years old, he's got enough years that he could really build and grow something that will bring people, a broader audience to the table, just creating new things. So I see it coming, which is pretty awesome. And I've got some ideas on how to drive it. But that's for another conversation. But it's in the now, we have so many phenomenal skaters doing such incredible things that it should be drawing a larger audience, on the television side. So, again, the Olympics is sort of where you earn your degree, and now you're supposed to go into the workplace. But a lot of people get stuck. So I do see now where skating now can start to grow again, and I'm really excited to see that happen and to be a part of that happening, because it gave me everything. Again, gave me everything. It's been glorious. I'm about to cover my 10th Olympics. That ties Dick Button, which is nuts. That's crazy. He invented it. What am I doing? What am I doing?
You're just doing what you were meant to do. It sounds like.
But I'm always fighting imposter syndrome too.
I can see that, and you tell that syndrome to knock it off.
Yeah, cut it out.
Yeah, cut it out.
Yeah.
You're not helping. Just a couple more quick questions.
Yeah.
One that I have, actually, our last guest that we had on the show, there was an interesting Steven Tyler tie-in. So we're all talking about this like rock and roll world. So I love that.
Yeah.
At the end of his episode, a question I've asked a couple of guests is, what's a question that you really like to be asked? And his was, I really like to be asked, how are you, from a person who is ready for a genuine and in-depth
that's
answer.
Really smart.
So I'm going to ask you, how are you? And I mean it. And I don't want you to say fine. How
fine.
are you?
Just kidding. I've never been this old before.
No.
So I have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. It's our first time.
Yeah, I've never been. And, I with my health history, having 18 birthdays my mom didn't get to have, and having 2 birthdays my dad didn't get to have, I just feel like I'm playing with house money. So how am I? Blessed. Blessed. My faith journey is on fire right now. I'm just really excited about growing and learning more. Just learning about, our Creator and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, learning all about that. I've been there for a long time, but now it feels like it's like that was all just sort of foundational stuff, and now I get to build the house on that foundation. So excited about the future. I'm really excited about new opportunities. At my age, I should be I'm spending 2 hours on the phone on hold with Medicare, but I'm really just more excited about what's next, and kind of like excited about new beginnings, new opportunities. My sons are still at home, but it's really been a wonderful time of seeing them growing up to be men.
Yeah.
And to see how they're handling it.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. My older son, Aiden, is in a serious relationship, which is great.
Do we like this person?
Adore this person.
Oh, good.
She's way too good for him. I'm just joking.
They all say that.
Yeah,
Isn't that such a parent move to be like?
It's so fun. But I mean, it's just all. It's just how am I? I am way busier than I need to be.
Okay.
Need to be.
Okay.
But I'm not as busy as I want to be.
Oh, that's a little internal battle you got going on.
But in that, I've been afforded and given so many things that I've learned that this decade, like each decade has its own identity, right?
Certainly.
So I realized that the 50s were a decade of transition where when you get up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel for the rest of your life. So take advantage of it, physically.
Yes.
I've learned over the last 7 years that the 60s are a decade of pure gratitude. You get to understand just how much you've been given and how much you're able, I always say that we are, as human beings, we're fragile, susceptible to countless things.
Yeah.
In many respects, equally resilient, but ultimately temporary. It's living in that tension, right?
Yeah.
So how am I? I am still here. I'm able to live life as I want to live it. I'm still physically seem to be okay.
Yeah.
I probably should go in for a physical.
You look good.
No,
and listen,
it's
I haven't seen your backside, nor would I claim to have looked at it in front of both my husband and maybe your wife who's listening.
It's gone.
Listen, it's probably better than what most people have going on. I think you're probably okay.
But it's that whole idea that I can still sustain, a really solid, very broad, diverse interest sort of schedule. And at times it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
But at times it's like, what am I complaining about? If you would have told me 50 years ago that this would be my life, I would have said, not a chance. There's no way that, like,
honestly, whose life is like that?
No, really. No, but I mean, all of our lives are like that. If we really,
that's true.
If we take a deep dive, we're like,
point taken.
Yeah, it's gratitude. It's opportunity. It's like, okay, I didn't have the ability to do this 5 years ago, but now.
Yeah.
And just wait to see what happens in 5 more years.
And also grow through challenges, right? That's how we learn our lessons. And just sitting in your gratitude about that too.
No. It's, and it was, when I was diagnosed with cancer, it was like, oh my. Now I get to recognize that I haven't been living life the way I should be. And I have a second chance to correct that.
Yeah.
And so I just started over. And in that, 3 years on the date of my diagnosis, I met my wife. 3 years to the day.
Man, life is weird and magical.
But that's it. The day I wanted to quit chemo, like, because I was tired, I was done, I was having a big pity party.
Yeah.
25 years later, on that day, this is extraordinary because I had to figure it out on that day 25 years later. 25 years later on that day, I did a 100-mile bike ride on leg 3 of the Natchez Trace ride. 100 miles on a bike when I wanted to quit chemo 25 years earlier and just die. So life is in front of us, and the life behind us, it prepares us for the life in front of us. And so by sitting there going, well, I'm just going to twiddle my thumbs, or I'm just going to, roll up my 10, or I've had enough. Yeah. No, if there's breath in your lungs, there's still more for you to do.
There's Natchez Trace, maybe.
Yeah, that's 444 miles. My rear end will never be the same. And I haven't ridden a bike since. So I'm like done with that. That's over. But what's fun is that that was an accomplishment. I did that.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Next.
You're very driven.
And on my 50th birthday, this guy used to be a sports agent. Now he runs the rock and roll fantasy camps. They're like baseball fantasy camps. So for my 50th birthday, he gave me a slot in a fantasy camp. And I was just a rudiment drummer, right? So I got to be in this fantasy camp as a drummer. And cool. I followed the guy. There was 2 drummers in the band. I'd follow Ricky. I just follow him. I would just do what he did because I could learn choreography. So I figured it was all kind of like choreography. Yeah. And so we got to play 3 songs at the Whiskey as our gig. But one of our songs was Ticket to Ride, the Beatles.
Yes.
Which we had 2 keyboard players, but we didn't have a lead guitar player. So they would have these celebrities, like these rock stars, come in and visit and we'd play for them and everything else. So we went in, we had Todd Rundgren came in and
oh man.
I was a huge Todd Rundgren fan.
Yeah, who isn't?
So he comes in and we play a song for him and David says, any questions for Mr. Rundgren? I raised my hand and he goes, yeah, what's your question? I go, will you be our lead guitar player for Ticket to Ride at our whiskey gig? And he goes, yeah.
Stop it.
And then
you shall receive.
that year was Aerosmith. So we're doing the song Crazy. Bum, 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 bum. And so Steven Tyler was one of the other celebrities that were there.
Comes around.
Right? So comes Steven Tyler. You know, it's just, everybody has a Steven Tyler story. So Steven Tyler walks in with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's looking around the room, and she looks at me and she goes, Scott. And I go,
for the listening audience, this woman is mouthing the word Scott
yes,
at his face.
So I nodded yes, and she goes, right? And so we play our song, and then at the end we go, okay, we're gonna get a picture with Steven. And his friend comes running over to me, and she puts her arms around me, and he's like, what is going on here? What is this?
The power of the short bald man, baby.
Yeah, really. So, it's just, if I had never decided that I was a rudiment drummer, basically, I didn't have any skills. If I would have said, I'm not good enough to do that, I never would have had those experiences.
You just said yes.
I said yes.
You did. You
so
said
for
yes.
all the listeners out there, just go for it.
See
if you
about it.
fail, so what? Who cares? If you embarrass yourself, who cares? So what? I've fallen in front of millions of people on the ice, millions of people, it's okay. There, another breath. That means we're moving forward. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun, experience things, and just go for it. Because the only real failure in life is the not doing. I mean, I tell people all the time, I do a lot of motivational speaking. It's like, if you had to list the ingredients for failure, what would they be? Right. So you just did the big thing, right? There's only has one ingredient. Information. Yeah. That didn't work. Try it another way.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the first word that came to my mind is trying.
Right.
Right? That's your work.
That's your
All you
work.
have to do is try.
Try. And if you fail, get up, try it again. I've fallen in the ice over 41,600 times.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
You get up 41,600 times.
Well done.
Falls don't mean so much.
Yeah.
Right? It's just part of the process. So we as human beings take our falling, our failures, we put them in a bag, and we carry them around with us for our whole lives. It's good to remember things, but not to carry them around like they have value.
Yeah.
No, you drop the bag and you go, try something else.
Drop that bag.
Drop the bag. Just drop the bag.
Just drop the bag.
It's so much lighter.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's really wild that I realized the day I came out of the water on my baptism, I was finally able to drop the bag.
How old were you?
I was in my 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suffered for a long time.
Do things at your own pace.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson too. Mm-hmm. Okay, last question, Scott.
Okay.
Hey, thank you for being so generous with your time.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay, promise this is the last question. Mm-hmm. I've only asked it of a couple of guests, but I think it's a fun one, and it is, what would you like me to ask you? What do you like to be asked? It doesn't have to be about skating. It doesn't have to be about you. It can be about anything that you want. What would you like to be asked that maybe you've never been asked before?
Will you pay my mortgage?
Okay, ready? Scott Hamilton. This feels very weird.
Can I pay for your mortgage? That's the right question, yes.
Yeah,
you asked me.
Oh, dang, yeah. I was getting really excited.
Yeah, no. It's like, that's the question I wanted to be asked.
Okay, ready?
Would you allow me to pay for your mortgage? No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. What's the question? It's like, I guess the first thing that popped into my head was, why not?
Okay.
And then whatever it is.
Okay.
So why not? Why not? Again, I go back to our previous thing of we prevent ourselves from stepping into things, right? And it's just human weakness. It's fear. It's all that. Fear's a liar. Yeah. It's all these things. But it's like, why not? Whatever.
Okay. So let me ask you this. That's lovely. What is your why not that you're struggling with right now? A little bit of levity at the end. Let's give it a soft little landing here. Yeah. What's your why not that you've been mulling over?
Probably why not cut myself some slack, because I'm always pushing
I hear that.
too hard. Why not just live with an open hand instead of a clenched fist. I preach it all the time.
Do you struggle with living with a clenched fist?
Somewhat. I think the clenched fist is expectation, others' expectation.
Imaginary expectation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what I think, and a lot of people come to me like, well, what are you going to do about it? It's like, I'm doing the best that I can, and I've only got, my bandwidth is X, whatever that is, right? Yeah. So, I guess why not cut myself some slack and just, and not take on every the stress of the world. And
everyone's stuff.
It's like, I'm trying to cure cancer. I mean, that's big enough, that's already big enough.
It's not small potatoes.
No, it's not. And I realized this in Danny Thomas's example, that if you are able to create fund and create and collaborate on a modality that cures an illness, you cannot count the lives that have been saved.
No, innumerable.
It's not one, it's countless, because now from now on, no one has to die of that again, right? So that's kind of what drives me. But at the same time, it's like, it's hard. It's hard because I'm always asking of other people to come alongside of me, and it may not be their mission or their passion. And, I do everything for free, right? So I ask other people to do things for free.
Yeah.
And that may not be what they want to do. And I'm really full of grace about that. But it's like, why not cut myself some slack and just step into each situation as a possibility and not an expected probability. You know what I mean?
That's a good answer.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think we're all of us, especially at CARES, because we're a small and powerful group, we just take on way too much, for the size of our organization. And that's fine, because so far we've been pretty impactful and very successful. So why not just accept, just whatever your work, wherever it takes you, accept it and just learn and grow.
Accept that it's enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So I hope you leave today and have some of your mental health day for the rest of your day.
Yeah.
And ruminate.
Well, it's golf, so it's going to be bad no matter what. So,
yeah, but golf can be meditative. Yeah. Give yourself some grace in your golf game today too. Yeah. One last little note. We work in advertising by trade. So you're sitting in an ad agency in the content studio for our, or in the podcast studio in the midst of our content studio. And we have a joke in marketing and advertising. And it's, when a client wants something yesterday and 50 people are scrambling to get the job done, we all say to each other, we're not curing cancer. And I find it hilarious and ironic that you actually kind of single-handedly, but also with your giant
collaboratively
team of givers.
Yes, we're doing that.
Are actually doing that. So I feel like this is we're evening things up just a little bit and let the record show.
It is that whole thing. Well, I mean, we're not curing cancer or anything. Let's just lighten up on this. It's like
it's just skating, but we actually
are trying to cure cancer. Yeah.
And thank you.
Thank you so much. That was fun.
Gosh.
I truly enjoyed it. Thank you.
I also enjoyed it. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Okay, we didn't clap in the beginning. Oh, look. There you have a slate. You want to do that too, Scott? Our show is executive produced by Sherry Day, Farley Day, and John Arnold. Produced, edited, and engineered by Jonathan Kosick. Designed by Josh Ford. If you live in the Nashville area or are visiting soon and want to be a guest, email us at jonathan@freshconsumables.com. That's JONATHAN@freshconsumables.com. Want to hear more of Surprisingly's meaningful and unpredictable conversations? Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your host, Bridget Deanahan. Thanks for listening.